All right, let's put this together and get it ready to shoot. So we've got the Hericapul, which is Hericapul gel ball blaster. This is their M1911, and this is their, I guess you call it their red graphic. It also comes in a green digital camo. So we're gonna get it ready to shoot, and we'll kind of go over everything as we do that. So I have this all charged up. So on this magazine, the charger plugs in right here to the white plug. But then when we push it in, that's the part that's actually plugging into the gun. So if you're familiar with the other batteries, this basically has, one of those batteries inside here. So that's how it works. All right, so I charged it up, and when you're charging, there's a light on here that's flashing. And then once the light is solid and it stops flashing, that means your battery is fully charged and you're ready to go. All right, so we've got that here. And you know what, we'll just go ahead and put it in right now. So you can see in there where the plug is, so that makes sure that this plug obviously has to line up with this. It can only go in one way. Push it in until it clicks in, and it should be good to shoot. All right, so to release the magazine, you're just gonna push this orange button, and then you just kind of pull it out. All right, so put that in there. It's working. Now I'll just turn it off so that it's not gonna shoot again. All right, so that's the main thing with the battery. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Charging the battery should take a maximum of a couple hours if it's completely dead. And then it's gonna last, anywhere up to a couple hours, depending on how much you're playing and how much you're shooting. If you're shooting all the time with the trigger pulled down, of course, it's gonna last not as long. All right, so when it comes to your choices here for your tips, you've got kind of the standard tip, and then you've got the muzzle here. Both of them go on the same way. You can see how there's these notches right here, and then there's these little pieces that stick out. You're just gonna push those in, line them up, and then they can only twist one direction. So you just twist them that direction that it lets you, and that kind of locks it into place, so it's not gonna go anywhere. All right? So if you wanted to take it out, same thing, just in reverse. You can put this one back in and twist it that way, and then you're good to go. So we've got that ready. Now let's talk about gel beads. So when it comes to gel beads, most important thing is to soak them long enough and to use plenty of water. Okay, so typically they say 4 to 6 hours. That's good. I think it's easiest just to do it overnight, but if you have 4 to 6 hours, you should be fine too. Use plenty of water because they're only going to get to 7 to 8 millimeters regardless of the amount of water you use. You can always drain off the excess water, so it's better to guess, to overestimate on the water and just drain off anything extra. That way you know that they're grown to the biggest size they can get to. If they're not to the proper size, they're just going to kind of dribble out of the gun. They're not going to shoot. So that's what's going on most of the time if you see that happening. So anyway, I had some beads already. So I like to just kind of use my hand as a funnel. This also kind of keeps any excess water. Some of it kind of drains off my hand as I go. Because even if you do strain these, they still kind of, end up with extra water in here. And as long as it's nothing crazy, it's not going to damage the gun. But if you were to dump a lot of water into the gun when you put the hopper on, that's not good for it because there's electronics in there. So anyway, we've got this ready to go. And easiest way to put it on, in my experience, is just to either turn the gun upside down and just twist it on. So twist it on there. Now we're ready to go. All right. So again, make sure you soak the beads 4 to 6 hours. Use plenty of water. Drain off any excess water. Charge the battery fully. The light will stop blinking. It'll turn solid when it is ready to go. And then you can take this sucker out and start blasting. So again, it's from Hericapul, which is Hericapul. It's an M1911 blaster, so modeled after the 1911 firearm. And check it out. We'll go shoot it. We'll do some measurements. I'm actually expecting this to do pretty well because I've seen similar M1911s and they have fairly good specs. So come back and check out that demo video, and we'll also get some measurements for you with FPS and RPS.